I tried to go to bed last night about midnight, right? But I didn't fall asleep until dawn. I spent hours tossing and turning and just agony. Then when I did fall asleep, I had an alarm on for like 9 a.m. and because I had to go and renew my license at some point today. And I'm like, I'm not going to wake up for 9 a.m., but I'm going to leave it on just in case I wake up and have the energy for it, you know. So I left that on. That was a mistake. And I woke up at... Oh, shit, there's a few here. I woke up at 9. I woke up again at 10. I woke up at 11. I got woken up by my partner at midday. And then I finally got up at 1. So I woke up every single fucking hour this morning until the afternoon until I got up. So it was a really, really awful day. Just so bad. And then I tried to do some laundry and I was just so exhausted. Like just grabbing the laundry out of the dryer and walking it over to my bed and stuff was too much. So I just, yeah, really bad day. So I was like, what do I feel like playing? What do I feel like I can play? And it was Diablo. I also need everybody to move back because Eliza's getting hurt. There we go. I need you guys to like spread out a bit. What fancy bread from the bakery from my grocery store. Oh yeah. Nice bread, but I don't know much about the kinds of bread. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. You know, when you want like a nice loaf of something, but like don't really know loaf information. It looks, smells, tastes, feels good kind of bread. That kind of bread. Let me move out of that group because it's terrible. I get you. It's a rye bread, it turns out. It's kind of gross. Oh my god. Oh man. I mean, I kind of feel that way about rye bread, but that's just because it's not personally my kind of jam. But yeah, these days I eat a lot more like white bread because we have an in grocery store bakery too, and they make a pretty nice like same day loaf kind of thing. But generally speaking, like I don't mind like Turkish bread or I don't mind sourdough loaf as long as it's not one of those ones that's been like 30 something hours, because if it's 30 something hours it's too yeasty and I get like bad reflux from it. Even just the smell, if it's in the house and I can smell it, I get fucking reflux from it. It's bad. So but I used to eat wholemeal. You know, brown bread, wholemeal, where it's like all the grains are like ground up into it, so it's not like seedy. I used to eat that primarily. So when I switched over to white, I was always like, this is not substantial bread. It was never substantial enough. But I paid for it, so I'm gonna eat it, whole loaf. Apparently trying to make it better with butter. Well, man, that sounds awful. So I do know that rye bread, you can like grill or toast it and then put butter on it and stuff like that, and that does make it a lot better. That is a personal preference though, so you may not necessarily enjoy that, but I'm somebody that likes like raisin toasts and stuff like that. So like normally when it comes to more kind of mealy kind of bread sort of thing, I tend to find that at least toasting it kind of solves a lot of problems for it. I don't know if I'm going to need more mana than that. I guess I should grab a bit more. Is that loaf information? Well, it sounds awful. Yeah, it was a pretty awful day. But you know what? They fucking happen occasionally. I'm just hoping that I'm hoping at least by the weekend I can start getting like some sleep, like proper sleep again. Because like I could handle being winded, I could handle being tired, but being tired and winded and not being able to rest because everything physically hurts, that's really hard. That has been a lot harder than it really necessarily should be, you know. I'll get back up here. I want that back there. And I'll have a quick drink of my water too while I think of it. Why so happily snuggling both full plushes? No. I'll give you some pats, Biken. You and plushes. I don't think I've patted plushes today. Either of them. Grew up on white bread, but get wheat bread now because it's healthier. I feel healthier eating bread with oats on top. Well, that's fair. Well, we kind of grew up with white sandwich toast bread, which isn't like isn't made by a bakery. It's made by like mass production, preservatives, stuff like that. And yeah, it was never anything fancy. It was just bread, right? It was just sandwich bread. Like I'd have toast, stuff like that, but we always got like raisin toast in winter, and that was always really nice. But pretty much as soon as I moved out of home, so basically from like age 18, I immediately swapped to the wholemeal bread because obviously I spent fucking hours a week at the gym and stuff, and I wasn't gonna waste it on like fucking white ass toast. I was very particular with my food. I didn't have soft drink or chips or lollies or anything. Like white bread was even going a little too far and stuff. So yeah, I was pretty particular about that crap. But like I used to be able to like freeze half the loaf because like living by myself would take a while to get through. The only thing is like I went off bread for ages because I remember buying a new loaf of bread and I had the old loaf of bread in the fridge, and because they were like 80 cents or something for this loaf of bread, it was pretty fucking cheap. They were loaded with preservatives and shit though. Not honestly that healthy, all things considered, but like I ended up eating the same amount of bread out of the new loaf, and I couldn't tell which one in the fridge was the new or the old loaf because I don't know, they didn't have like the date printed on the tags for these things. I don't know why, like the date was longer. I ended up eating the old bread and it looked fine, but it made me so violently sick. I just went off bread for like fucking ages after that. I think I kept like, if I did have any bread, I kept it in the freezer. Like I never just left it out to like be in the fridge and stuff. But yeah, these days, you probably ate mold. Oh, I definitely probably did, because it would have been like a white mold within the actual sandwich itself, like within the actual bread. But it wasn't something that was like obvious or visible, and you'd think it would have like toasted out, but it's still, you know, you ingest mold, it's not good for you, kind of thing. But yeah, for sure, I probably definitely did eat it. Oh no, you don't, mate. Don't. Shit, fuck. Holy hell. I almost ran into two of those. I definitely ran into one of them. That was my fault there. But yeah, no, I'm not a huge bread person, but whenever I'm sick, I always want bread for some reason. Like, it's what I want. And it's like an identifier of like if I'm getting better and stuff, because when I'm sick, I can't eat bread. It won't stay down. I don't know why, but it just won't stay down. So I always know, don't go up there, fucking Valkyrie. I always know when I'm like better because I can start stomaching bread again and stuff. But the bakery, well, I call it a bakery, but it's really just like a bakery within our Woolworths, within our grocery store, right? And oh, don't hit me. And it's like they make pretty nice bread, but they run out. So they usually run out by the time like my partner's coming home and can get bread and stuff. So like we don't usually have like the core staples of like bread and milk and shit in our house. I am near Iswell. Great. Oh, there he is. Fucking hell. Mate, I've been looking for you for fucking 3 weeks, mate. Valkyrie ain't gonna hold that. Not at all. Eliza, it would be great if you could get in on this without dying. It'd be really, really cool of you if you could. Let's put you back there. Put you there. I've been looking for this guy for a while. This is who I'm here to fight. Once he's dead, and once I've cleared out this area, We can finally start in the next area. Let's go kill this guy. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what we've got at the moment. I keep making like a form of nachos because like the stag chili stuff has been really, really cheap at the moment. It's this like dynamite hot spicy meat and beans kind of can of food. And I haven't been able to eat it for like the last decade. Recently I've been able to eat stuff again like that. So it's been a real nostalgia hit for me to be able to have that. I haven't been adding much to it. Like normally I would have like the refried beans and there'd be like fucking jalapenos and cheese and all manners of different spices and mince and all sorts of stuff, right? But like I'm literally just getting like part of that tin, like a third of the tin, a handful of cheese, putting it in a microwave cup, microwaving it and stirring the shit out of it and pouring it over chips. But I've been putting I've been shaking a heap of like chili over the chips themselves, so it's not really kind of like a normal nachos or anything, because like the nachos I would normally do, I normally like microwave a container of various, like, he might do a dialogue, hold on, if he's not going to, you gonna wait? Okay, cool. Normally I microwave like a container of like various things, like taco mince and what else do I do? I do taco mince, I do the jalapenos, the chili, cayenne pepper, shit, buckets. What else goes into there? Beans and some other stuff. Fuck knows what else, but I normally put like sour cream and avocado on top of it. And then when I go to reheat it, I normally just like mix that and the previous any leftover chips and stuff together, and it just turns into like a nacho cheese kind of like pasty thing. That's more like a dip. And that's normally pretty good. But I haven't wanted to put in any effort towards food for a while. So what it is as good as it is. I'm just going to listen to Israel for a sec.
Tyrion was a fool to have trusted me. You see, it was I who told Diablo and his brothers about the Soul Stones and how to corrupt them. It was I who helped the Prime Evils mastermind their own exile to your world. The plan we set in motion so long ago cannot be stopped by any mortal agency. Hell itself is poised to spill forth into your world like a tidal wave of blood and nightmares. You and all your kind are doomed.
No, Viking's falling asleep. Yeah, I gotta go see Tyrael. I'm glad I finally found this guy. Yeah, I'm glad I finally found this fucking guy. First up, Cain.
Thank you, Hero, for putting Israel's tortured spirit to rest. May the light protect you and the powers of heaven shine upon your path. But if what you tell me is true, then I fear that we have been played for fools all along. Israel helped Diablo and his brothers trick me into using the Soul Stones against them. Now the Stones' powers are corrupted. With the combined powers of the Soul Stones under their control, the Prime Evils will be able to turn the mortal world into a permanent outpost of hell.
At least I got a skill for this. Because, like, I lost an entire level trying to find this guy. And dying miserably doing so. But at least we get a spell. Jesus. Okay, so where are we at with this anyway? Because it's been a while. I have 2 choices. I get 2 spells. That's cool. Okay, well... we need to level this all up to be 6s anyway. I actually wouldn't mind doing critical strike, but we'll get one of you and one of you. Alright, we're working our way up this. Alright, well, Pierce and Evade are passive magic stuff anyway, so not the worst thing to have. Now I'm going to work on just clearing out the Plains of Despair. And if there's any down areas, I'll go down those too. With the view that once they're all done, then we pretty much should have hold on, where's my map? Once they're done, because I'm pretty sure there is 1 or 2 things in here to go down, I will only have to start from up here the next time I play. So as long as I've got all my corpses and this is all cleared. Yeah. Alright. Well, for as long as that takes to clear out, I'll continue playing tonight. Oh, don't put that on there. Get out of my inventory. How dare you. Yeah, for anybody that obviously missed like the start of stream and stuff, I'm literally just kind of like sort of giving it a little bit extra time tonight with Diablo, with the view that this kind of area does require more than 3 hours to actually pass and do to progress. But I don't have a lot of energy at the moment because obviously I'm still recovering and stuff. So I figure if I go all out tonight and it takes me 4 hours or even up to 5 hours, I just won't stream tomorrow night. I'll just rest and stuff. But at least we'd have a little bit of progress, you know, because it is taking a bit. I like that he comes back like that. That's cool. Yeah, so I've just got to keep clearing this out. I just got to be careful of like those fucking electric bastards. But yeah, I don't know. Apart from what was happening earlier with like the absolute murdering, it's kind of been okay. And just put a decoy around as I move around because I don't want to get hit by the electric guys. Basically, they can see me before I see them. So I die really quickly. But yeah. I don't think what else is going on. It was going to be either this or Project Zomboid or Rimwell tonight. It wasn't going to be 7 Days to Die. It was going to be everything other than that. Thinking something. Oh yeah, the nachos and stuff. I don't actually think I have a photograph of how I make nachos. Honestly, I've got photos of like how I do tacos and stuff on like Instagram and Discord and crap. But like, I haven't actually taken a photo of how I do nachos because I do nachos differently depending on how I feel like it. And like sometimes I use a tray to cook them in. Like I put alfoil to cover it and stuff, and I just like lift that out when it's done, transfer it to a plate and shit. Or sometimes, like it depends what I'm trying to do with it. Because if I intend to have nachos making like the main meal into a leftover dip, I do it with like the tray and I use more ingredients. It's a lot of food, but it will feed me like several different meals because I just freeze up the dip. And then I just have to buy chips for it and like just eat nacho chips. But then like actual plate of nachos, like I've seen so many different ways the restaurant do nachos, and I haven't really ever done them ever like that. My partner does. My partner makes nachos that look like you get them in like a restaurant kind of thing, where it's like on a plate or a tray or something like that with stuff like variously stacked on it. I just don't do that. I don't even know why. Like lately the closest I'm getting to it is like heating up the cup of ingredients and then pouring it on it and stuff. But I don't know. The last set that I had they called like the nacho cheese corn chips. They were way too intense for it. I normally just use like, you know, plain salted corn chips as a base because like I expect like the corn and the salt and stuff to get integrated into the food. But I didn't accommodate for the specifically high level of seasoning this specific bag happened to have. Like, you know how sometimes when you get like chips and shit, like sometimes the seasoning's like woefully extra, and sometimes it's like, oh, did I even get seasoning? This was like the extremest level of seasoning you could possibly get. Wrong thing. Yeah. They went to town on this fucking seasoning in this bag. I was like, I picked up a chip, and both my fingers that picked it up were completely coated in this like seasoning shit, and I'm like, fuck. It's like a thick layer of dust, you know? Like, I'm not complaining in the sense of, oh, it had too much seasoning. I'm just like, I wasn't prepared for it, and therefore I didn't compensate what I made for the seasoning and stuff. So it ended up being like very salty, very dry kind of thing. I don't know how best to sort of put it. I guess drying is kind of the best way to put it. And because of like the layer of dust, everything just slid off every chip. There was no grip. Like little salt crystals obviously like melt in and grip onto things. Like got traction. But yeah, fine. Is it chip grip? Well, it is. There's I don't know about you guys, but like I used to be a very like fond of Doritos person because they're sweeter. They're generally sweeter, right? And I like sweet food. But in this case, like when it comes to like making nachos and stuff like that, I've lent way more towards CC, which are kind of like a more harder corn chip. They're harder, but they're also generally saltier, I find. I don't know if that guy's following us down here or not. Oh, yeah, actually, hold on. Yeah, so anyway, I normally try to compensate whatever the main ingredients are. Like, if something's got salt, like, I don't need to add salt. You know, stuff like that kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying I add salt to fucking nachos, but, like, you know, I might choose to use, like, maybe just pure chili or pure cayenne pepper or something like that instead of my chili salt mix, for instance, you know, a less salty thing. But yeah, I don't know. I find it funny that I can, like, now snack on them as they are, like the CCs instead. Like, I feel like at some point taste changed again. Mind you, it is nice having the ability to taste shit again. I still kind of want watermelon because I still want to know if we just got really bad watermelon while I was sick. Because, like, normally what we do is if we get, like, part of a watermelon, because, like, they don't really sell them in, like, wholes here anymore. Like, a whole watermelon, I mean. They sell them in, like, cut-up bits. And, so I get, like, a cut-up watermelon. And I'll normally just, like, I'll cut it up and container it or bag it or whatever, so that I can just like pick up a container and like sit down and enjoy like a snack. Eliza, for love of God, love, just don't stand at electricity. Yeah, anyway, the watermelon that we got when I couldn't taste stuff, I couldn't tell if it was a matter of I couldn't taste it or if it was just a bitter watermelon. And it's hard to tell. Like, obviously, I'm not going to know. It's not like I can go and buy the other half of that watermelon now. Too long after it. But, I kind of want to get a good one. Valkyrie's died. This is a lot of lightning. Eliza is also greatly dying. Eliza has died, and the fuck are you doing over here? Like, the battle's over there, honey. Fuck's sake. Like, Eliza is doing more of a battle than my Valkyrie is, honestly. That's another 49,000. Shit, hold on. No. Let's put you there, and let's put the decoy. Fuck off, mate. I don't know what is in this group, and I don't want to know what's in that group. I'll tell you that much. I do not have that much fucking resistance to lightning. These guys, fine. If the red fucking burning soul motherfucker walks over here, like, I'm about to portal out. Cause, like, holy shit. You stand over here. I'm actually right next to my portal. Hold on. I also got some charms too. Not that I can use them, but I need to take them back to identify them. What? Oh, because I was holding my thing. That's right. I was gonna say, I was seeing something come up that said it was good, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I think I know what I'm doing. No. Don't bring them over here. What is wrong with you? They're right next to the portal. It was like she's like, hey, you know what? I'm fighting and you're not. And I'm like, I'm trying to get help. You at the back. Oh man. I mean, it is nice that Israel is dead. At least we got like one quest done in 3 weeks. It only took 3 weeks. Mind you, if my internet hadn't crashed on the first night, I probably would have got it done 3 weeks ago, to be fair. But it didn't happen. Ironically, I think that was like right before I got sick too, so like basically a month ago. But yeah, this week's just gonna be like a bit of whatever. Obviously there's no streams on Wednesdays, so I'm supposed to be doing rigging and shit. Although honestly, if I'm not getting sleep, I'm fucking sleeping that day. Really fucking trying. But yeah. Wait, I was right next to a portal. Oh my god. I was right next to a portal and I wasted a portal, mate. At least her price hasn't changed. I'm really terrified that it's going to suddenly change, but it seems to be capped at 49,200. Which is interesting because I really do remember my original helper costing me like 52,000. Lightning damage and life. Strength. I mean, strength is nice. I could probably store it. But that sells for a bit. 1,000, Jesus. Okay. It's interesting sometimes when I actually do look at like what something costs. It is nice to bring back something that makes up money because we are not making up money. Dying as many times as I have recently. To be fair, I do wonder if I had waited until I had a full recovery from being sick, if I wouldn't have been dying as frequently and commonly as I have been. But I haven't had the patience to wait to find out if it just gets better if I'm not like unwell. So who knows? Honestly, I probably still died just about as many times as I did when I was a kid. In fact, I really do think that sometimes, because I've got the extra experience of being an adult that's played through this, there are certain ways that I'm still playing this that are protecting my ass, as opposed to, obviously, like the handicaps that my character has got on her stuff. Love, get your cheeks over, play with that one. So I really do think that, like, the occasional, like, non-stop death thing that happens is actually probably weighing up the inexperience that I would have had when I was 12 doing this. So it's probably semi-accurate. Even though some of it is just like a bit of brute forcing and stuff. There have been times, like, that is what I did when I was a kid, is like, oh, I died, so the only way to get my shit back is to go and just keep going until I get my stuff back. Like, that's just how I approached it when I was a kid, so it just didn't seem like there was any other obvious logical thing that I should be doing back then. It's like, oh yeah, I don't know, maybe getting armor and going and fighting properly and shit, but no. I don't know. It's been painfully difficult but fun doing this. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely have enjoyed how hard this is. At times it has been saddeningly hard, like the Viper Temple. I, on some level, will never quite recover from that. But, like, I'm sure that there was places there too that I would have done as a kid that I feel like I would have mentally just blocked out. Been like, oh, this is terrible. I can't, like, get past it and stuff. I feel like the Arcane Sanctuary, maybe, had some areas. I do feel like I spent a long time originally in the Arcane Sanctuary. But, like, I don't remember the jail before it. Like, you know, the catacomb area before it. So I feel like that's one of the areas where I, like, genuinely blocked that shit out. As, like, yeah, no, I don't want to remember that area. I don't even know if I'm probably hitting you, mate. I think that there's too many areas in Diablo where I just don't remember it. The other thing, too, is, because obviously I've played for fucking decades, like, I remember certain parts more than others because I've played certain areas a lot more than others. Like, as I said, like, Luke the Lane is one where I go back and play that area once I've completed a character because, like, I just like it. So, once my person's strong enough to run around with, of course I run around with it. Mate, I've got to get out and kill you where you are. But then again, like, this area, I don't really remember running through here manually. I do remember coming through here and spending some time once my character was complete. But I know I kind of, like, ran around and did, like, nothing much, and then I would just kind of, like, be like, nah, fuck this, I'm teleporting straight to, like, the River of Flame and that kind of, down that area kind of thing. Like, bypass all this bullshit. Oh, fuck. Nope. There must be two of them. Sweetheart, I need you to fucking go over and play with the electric thing. Yeah, but, like, I need to stand back like a mile because of you lot. I don't know. I still greatly enjoy Diablo, even in the areas where I don't super enjoy it. Like, I've been really enjoying the music through here, and it's been really peaceful. Even though I have had a great amount of death already, trying to get, like, a corpse back and stuff, this week and last week and stuff, it's just got, like, this is probably the only area where I could probably semi-sleep to this music. Not that I could, because, like, as soon as I hear Diablo music, I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I hear the game music of Diablo in any area, I have an overwhelming urge to play Diablo. Like, I tried at one point, when I had a stressful